Alright. We're gonna be watching an old one, apparently. I think this is the first of the official old ones for Caddy I'm gonna be watching. It's like, whew, yeah, 8 years ago. Damn. It's been a little while. It's been a little while. Yeah, thank you again, Yuko, for that gifted sub. Thanks for holding back the tyranny of McDonald's ads. When the neighbors were not in danger. We're off to a great start.
This will be the most embarrassing video I've ever done.
Well.
Greetings and salutations, my beautiful people. When you're a kid, the world is big, the world is scary, and that man on the street corner giving you sweets is trying to kidnap you so that he can take you back to his house and turn you into sweets that he gives to other kids. You're eating people. The cycle never ends. And so, because of
that went dark real quick. What the fuck?
Books, movies, TV shows, and all sorts can really give you the heebie-jeebies, whether intentional or not. But today I decided to share with all of you today my top 10 things in video games.
Why do I kinda sorta want his onesie hoodie thingy he's got going on right now? Anybody else? I'm kinda it's goofy, but I also kinda want it.
That scared the schmickles out of me as a child. And some of them are really fucking stupid. The only rules for this list are, well, one game per franchise, and also whether intentional or completely stupid and unintentional, it doesn't matter. If it scared me as a kid, it goes on the list.
It looks like a comfy onesie too.
I'm not going to mention Silent Hill or Resident Evil, because if you know my stuff well, that's far too predictable. Anyways, get your nappies ready, everyone. It's gonna get very scary. That's why I'm in my Spyro onesie, in my bedroom. I'm safe here. Oh, and I bet that nobody, and I mean nobody, can guess my number one. At all. You can try, but you won't. You won't get it. I bet you anything. Number 10 is ridiculous. When I was little, and I mean about 3 years old, there was a little game in our household known as Formula 1 on the PlayStation. And I hated it. Not because I thought the game was hard or anything, no, I was too young to react to racing games back then. In fact, I didn't even make it past the fucking start screen when I was little. I don't know what it was, but I just remember being terrified by this start screen. And you know, that would be worse enough on its own, but then the noises start. Noises that were crawled up and recorded straight from the deepest depths of hell.
Oh my god.
Yes. Engines. Screeching engines. I know it's stupid, but it was enough to scare the schmickles out of me when I was younger, and rendered me so afraid that I actually ended up chewing the front.
This is fucking hilarious, because everybody else is like over here getting terrified by things like Silent Hill and Resident Evil and all that shit. And he's over here, but Formula 1. The menu.
Inlay of the game case to vent my
the horror
fear
game
and teach
no
the
one
game
realized was a horror game.
The game never learned, and it tormented me for years.
I'm glad we've all agreed we want the onesie.
I thought it was pretty damn good. Taz Wanted on the GameCube, I think, is a very underrated gem of that generation of games, and it was actually the game that made me ask my parents for a GameCube that following Christmas. I never got it.
Remember how I told you I'd get you a GameCube for Christmas?
That's what made you did!
I lied.
And there was a particular area in this game that was themed around vampires, werewolves, cemeteries, and haunted houses, so it's a little less dumb than the Formula 1 tire noises, but it's a Looney Tunes game. It shouldn't have scared me. Why did it? Well, I remember there was one night I was home alone with my sister for an hour or so in the late evening, and I played this game on a special mission involving a hiccup power-up. It was a pitch-black winter evening, I was alone in my room, the TV screen glare illuminated the top landing outside my door, and I was raging hard at this mission. I just couldn't do it. And after literally trying this mission for the entire hour I was alone, I still couldn't do it. And then something inside me snapped. The visuals got to me, the music got to me, the infuriating gameplay got to me, playing it in the dead of night all alone got to me. And I ended up freaking the fuck out, leaving me to forever get freaked out whenever I picked the game up after that horrible night. And this is coming from a game where the main character goes, so why it scared me
Get
so
some
much,
PTSD
I
from
have
that
no
shit.
idea. But it did, deeply and psychologically. I'm okay now, but there's a horror story for all of you out there worried about playing games too late at night. Truly terrifying, I know. Those are the consequences. Spider-Man, Spider-Man, I got me scared out by Spider-Man. Yes, number 8 goes to the first Spider-Man game on the original Xbox. A fun little game, nothing mind-blowing though. I loved this game when I was a lot younger and thought it was awesome kicking ass through the first few levels as Tacky Suit Spider-Man. But then, the first boss level happened. Uncle Ben's Killer. I hated, and I mean hated, this goddamn murderer of pre-cooked rice
I don't know if I
packets. He
have
was
it though.
fast,
I can't
hung around
remember.
in the dark, hid behind corners, shot a gun at you.
I can't remember if I have this one or had this one, or if I played it at someone else's place. That's gonna bug me.
And he scared the
gonna have
shit
to
out
look
of me
for
for
it later.
whatever reason I don't actually know. I couldn't beat him for a few weeks. Pathetic, I know. And I grew an irrational fear of this ass cake for my younger self to be forever plagued by. Honestly, the only thing that helped me overcome my fear of this guy was the fact that after beating him, you got to play as proper suited Spider-Man. But until then, ugh, too creepy for Kitty Caddy. You guess my number 1 yet? You won't get it. I promise you. I'm sorry, please carry on. Number 7.
Destruction Derby 2?
The Destruction Derby 2's main menu music. I did mention in my
Okay.
video of this game a long time ago that the
He's
soundtrack
getting
in this
some
game
real
is really
trauma from
badass,
this main
but the main
menu
theme that greeted
music
my younger
shit.
self many years back was enough to make me turn the game off before even hitting a bloody button. It's horrifying. Drop dead horrifying. It's droning, deep, gritty, slow, distorted. It sounds like what would play if Death himself was to phase upwards and pass through the Earth's surface into our realm.
A little dramatic, but okay. I can see it.
Not to mention coupling this opening theme with the pleasant pastime of looking deeply into the box art of this game, and it was enough to completely scare the fucking schmeckles out of me as a kid. Altogether, it's hell incarnate. And it's still freaky for me today, actually. See? The first entry on this list that isn't completely dumb and irrational. Okay, fair enough, it's a song, but... Next number.
Wow, what an argument, Caddy. What an argument.
I'm not sure if it would be considered irrational or rational for a kid to be scared of Eco on PS2, but I was. I remember playing the demo of this game for the first time, and it just
Eco,
spooked the
Ico.
crap out of me.
ICO.
All over the floor. Stains. Stains everywhere. This game was unlike anything I'd ever played at that point in time. The emptiness, the isolation, the huge, open, beautiful yet haunting landscapes and temples. I never felt safe in this game whatsoever. Anything could happen from any angle around you, and the fact that the demo had no context to anything you were doing because, you know, no intro cutscene, just made me feel that much more helpless and scared. You just started as a skinny little boy, plonked into a dark, scary temple with a stick. And that was it, no explanation. Then you find a girl, and then shadow demons start chasing you down and stealing her away, and then
Yeah, I
armed
never
with
played
a
this. I know it would frustrate the hell out of me.
and having these shadows shroud you from every corner gave me
like,
extreme
I would
paranoia with this game. The frequency in which Yorda got kidnapped,
get
and the
so
amount of
angry
times you were
so
knocked down,
easily in
unable
this
to
game.
stand,
I already
and how many
know.
demons there were on screen. It was too much for me when I was younger. The feeling of an insane loss of control and uncertainty was very strong for me back then, and where it wasn't impossibly hard, it stressed me out so much that I didn't pick the full game up until the HD collection rolled around on PS3 many years later. I'm okay now, but as a kid, the Eco demo truly scared the shit out of me as a kid. Number 5 is a fucking ripoff. A shameless ripoff. A decent game, but a shameless fucking ripoff. Raise your hands, everyone, if you ever played the first Doom. Ah, great, okay. Now,
Yeah?
who has ever played this game? Oh, really? Oh, I thought nobody had ever heard of this game. That's weird.
No, it looks
okay,
familiar.
everyone. Yes, number 5 belongs to Dark Arena on the Game Boy Advance. Oh, wait, the hands went down? Oh, right, yeah. It's because you thought it was a level in Doom. I see what you did there. No, I wasn't trying to trick you. This is genuinely a different game. Yes, anyway. Dark Arena was my first adult game I owned for my Game Boy Advance. And when I was 7 years old,
Yeah, I
also
never
receiving
played this
for
one,
Christmas,
but like
it scared me relentlessly. Even though nothing
the
really
Dark
that scary
Arena,
ever happens, it was just the tension,
like,
the pure unbridled tension. What was ahead? What
art
would get me? I don't
or whatever.
know. And I never had a massive GBA
Looks
game
familiar.
library in the first place, so I almost felt like I had no choice but to trudge valiantly through the game until my parents bought me another one, and I hated every goddamn second of it. In fact, true story, I even used to show off on the playground by playing this game around the bigger kids to prove that I was brave. Yeah, Doom Arena. I mean,
so
Dark
brave.
Arena. It scared the shit out of me when I was a child. I bet you haven't guessed my number one yet. I bet you anything. No, it's not the piano from Mario 64. I'm not that fucking predictable. Medi. Evil.
Yummy!
Medi. Evil. Get Medi.
They're shouting
Evil.
out your game right now.
Medi. Evil. Scared me. Yes, surprise, surprise, a game about a skeleton knight fighting against this FMV monstrosity in a dark, gothic, horror-inspired town of undead freaks and mutant residents with a brooding, epic orchestral score actually scared me slightly when I was a little babby. Well, more specifically,
Little
the
babby caddy.
graveyard. The yard with graves in it. Yeah, I remember picking this game up and feeling like such a skeletonly badass. Running through the first level, Dan's crypt, spinning my body around, throwing my arm as a boomerang, not fighting any enemies because I was a wuss. Yes, I loved me some medieval. And then level 2 happened. The graveyard. When I actually left the safety and seclusion of the underground crypt to actually step outdoors into
I
the
played
dead of
some
the
of the,
night, that freaked me out enough. But
remake
then
or whatever.
Happen.
I was in danger. I had to fight
I've never
enemies
played
this
the
time,
original.
and not just enemies, fast, moaning zombie enemies with flailing limbs everywhere. They took out my health very quickly. I couldn't react fast enough. I hated the way they randomly came out of the ground and headed straight towards me, and it happened in a scary Oz graveyard. My childhood self was not ready for this at all, and as a child, this was enough for me to say fuck it and throw the console out the window. But then go and get it back. Because the PS1 was my... Yeah, the graveyard in Medieval. It scared the shit out of me as a child. And the first time I beat it, oh my, I felt so good. And then the village level came along. Death is kind of a scary thing. Games use death as a punishment of failure, and in some survival horror games, losing health from enemies and getting closer towards your death is used as a psychological scare tactic. It makes you fear the failure state of the game itself because of the weakness of your character, and the fear of restarting from a particular point and reliving all of the fear all over again, even if sometimes the enemies aren't even that scary. So imagine my ineffable shock when I played Kurushi for the first time and died in that game. This game, also known as Intelligent Cube in the Americas, is a puzzle game on the PS1. So with that knowledge under your belt, why on earth is the death screen so fucking horrifying? In fact, this whole game I found too much many years ago. You start the game and there's silence. You select the option you want and you hear this noise. Then the game begins and you hear this.
What the fuck?
And then, as this tiny little man, you run around this endless black void.
Okay, most of them have been kind of iffy, but this one right here, this is a puzzle game, not a horror game, right? And why does it sound like that then? I can see being freaked out by that.
On a floating platform, capturing these deathly cubes trying to crush you, all with nothing but the sound of your own footsteps echoing towards the foreboding darkness. Whoever decided that puzzle games on PS1 just weren't hardcore enough, I salute you, good sir. With my middle finger. When I was little, this was the damn scariest puzzle game I'd ever bloody played. And when it all got a bit too much for me in the trickier stages, this happened. Holy fucking Christ! Is this stupid? I really don't know, is it? As a kid, this was one of the most scaring things I'd ever seen in games, and what made it worse was that I don't even think this was supposed to be scary. It's a goddamn puzzle game. It caught me off guard unlike anything I had ever seen before, and you know what? I think that the quote-unquote sequel, known as Kurushi Final, was so drastically different with adding cutesy music and everything purely because of complaints towards the original. All filed by me.
Bollocks to you.
Number 2 goes to that little classic known as Abe's Odyssey, or as I called it when I was little, Nabe. I'm gonna say, I was pretty close there. Yeah, I mean, the subject matter is dark and kind of horrible. The visuals and character designs are dark and grotesque. The music is
never
slow
played
and
these games.
atmospheric. You died in one hit after being screeched at by a sling. And yeah, I don't think it was unnatural for some kids to be scared of this game when it first came out. Need
I just
mention
never really
Brian
had the
Dawkins
urge
and
to pick it
Exodus?
up.
But believe it or not, when I was younger, I was never too bothered by the game itself. I could watch other people play it, I enjoyed the cutscenes even if they did slightly creep me out, and I even dabbled in and out of playing the game until I reached this screen. Why couldn't I get past this screen when I was little? The timing's fucking easy. Why was this so hard for me? Oh yeah, I finally did it. Oh god, it's a horse beast, what the fuck? Nah, the thing that scared me most of all with this game was the demo. The first image you see from the demo, more specifically. Purely because it was a jump scare. A big, smelly, horrible, bloody cheap jump scare. Whenever someone was to play the Abe's Odyssey demo around me, I would have to hide in the broom cupboard on the other side of the house until the intro passed because it simply scared me that much as a kid. I've talked about this before in my
Little baby
retrospective,
caddy.
so I'll just show you a clip from it. It explains pretty much everything my inner child completely hated. Sometimes I couldn't even get past the title card without shitting my pants. It's coming. Fucking hell. Last chance! Anyone? Who has guessed my number one yet?
Little baby
Has anybody
caddy.
got it? I bet nobody's
Before
got
he
my
had
number
hair.
one, but I suppose it doesn't really matter anyway because number one is next on this bloody list. Number one. Oh boy, number one.
We've all been
Is anyone
waiting.
here familiar with Net Yorose on PS1?
No.
It was basically an indie dev kit for any average consumer where they bought a really expensive but very sexy looking black PS1 console for developing their own games. Really cool if you ask me. And the games that were made on this thing were then made available on PS1 demo discs that came free from magazines. I won't go into too much specific details
I
for
miss
secretive
it,
reasons, but
guys.
suffice to say, there was a game made
Please tell me I'm not the only one that missed that shit. Where you could just pick up like some type of like gaming related magazine or whatever at the store, and it would have a demo disc for like different games. Maybe one specifically, but sometimes they came with like multiple demos on one disc. I miss that shit. I miss that shit.
with this system and distributed through demo discs, and it was known as Clone. Scared yet? As a kid, I was scared enough by that opening alone, but I was too curious. I wanted to carry on. So what did I find? I found a maze game. An FPS maze game. In the pitch blackness. With freaky textures. You found keys, opened doors, and shot enemies. Sounds pretty basic enough, right? Well, I could explain why this was the scariest thing for me ever as a kid, but you know what? I won't even bother. Just watch me play it, and you'll see what I mean.
Oh yeah, no. I'm not gonna lie, this would have horrified little me. This would have horrified little me. Like, I am a chicken now as a grown adult, but back then, no. Nope. I would have flung it, my controller, the console, my TV, out the window. Everything.
Need I say more? I fucking thought not. And there you have it, everyone. My top 10 things in video games that scared the schmickles out of me as a kid.
Fucking
as always,
clip.
please comment and share all of your opinions and your thoughts and your things that scared the absolute crap out of you when you were
I was
younger.
about to say,
I'm very,
Yuko.
very curious. And hey, big shout out to you if you at least heard of what I placed at number 1, because whenever I talk to people about things that scared me when I was younger, and especially
Why not
PS1 games for that
both?
matter, whenever I talk to people about Clone, everyone looks at me like I've got bollocks on my head because they don't know what I'm talking about. Well, I suppose not too far off, eh? And as always, if it's your birthday today or watching this video,
I really want that
happy
onesie.
freaking birthday to you. And please remember to stay beautiful. Scary light. Shadows. Ending the video with shadows. Because it's scary. Spooky.
Uh-huh.
Nothing's gonna happen, don't worry.
Oh, listen, I just want the
You're
onesie.
safe on my channel, you know that.
Ain't no one safe.
If you're
Not
on
even your
Jordan's
future
channel, there
neighbors,
might be
old
something
caddy.
scary, but you're not on Jordan.
Little baby
channel,
caddy.
You're on my channel, which means there's nothing you have to worry about. I mean, I've never really done anything like that before, where I scare the audience at the last second, and especially at the end of a video about.
Yep. There it was.
Hello there everybody and thanks so much for watching
There it
this top
was.
10 video. I'd just like to let you guys know that I'm now partnered with a company
I gotta
called
admit, it's
Appman,
kinda
and if you wanna
weird
know
to
more
see
about
the end of
Appman,
his
then please go
videos.
into the description and sign up and everything because it's quite an awesome service. All you
This
do, you
old
download
one?
free apps, and with those free apps you basically earn credits
there's,
which
like-
you can then exchange for online vouchers. So
There's-
Amazon,
there's
iTunes,
no
Google
little,
Play, Xbox, PlayStation,
puppy.
Steam, and PayPal, they're all on there. And for a limited time only, you earn an extra $5 on your first $5 reward that you claim. So that's a pretty awesome deal, and I thought I'd like to let you guys know about it. And it also further supports this show, so please consider it if
Yeah, I
you'd
have a
like.
feeling
You can
it's a
also look
little
in the
late for
description my
that.
Games Grabber
We're-
collection,
it's-
which is
we're a
where
little,
I put all of
8
my
years
games
late.
that I've been playing recently, the ones that are on my shelves, everything I've been buying and playing and reviewing and everything. And even
This might be
PC
before you had a
parts for
pupper
videos
face.
and everything. It's all in the Games Grabber link,
Little
which is pretty
pupper.
cool, along with all my social networks. So there we go. And
Yeah,
as
I
always,
think
if it's your
it-
birthday today or watching this video, happy freaking birthday to you, and please remember to stay beautiful.
Yeah, it's kind of weird not to end the caddy video with a little pupper face. A little pupper. Little pupper. Mr. Little pupper. Yeah, that's a good one. Like now I'm looking forward to like when I finish up his newer ones that I've been watching. Now I gotta look forward to the old ones as well.